Okay, cool. It's gonna put me on here. This backdrop. I'm gonna have to fix it. Do you ever hear me calling? Oh, wow. Glad to see you guys are all in. Glad to see y'all made it. How wonderful. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do some roll call here. I got Taylor. We got Marbella. Let's see what else. We got Leslie. We got Marion. Brianna. Molly Roberts. Morgan, you missed it. I've been up at the North School all week. Well, not all week. I was up there for 2 days. But you went there. See, Chandler is in here. Chloe. Hey, everybody. It's Friday. Finally. This week definitely has gone by a lot faster than previous weeks. That's for sure. Marlo's here. Monica. Oh my gosh, all the stuff that is like happening outside, it's so distracting to me, like a squirrel. I gotta look at everything happening. I gotta find out what's happening. There's your name. Connor. Awesome, Stephanie. Got you, Kayla Langford. How you doing, Kayla? Hope you're getting everything all together for you. I hope that baby is doing well. Christy A, gotcha. Oh, thank you. You know, it's like a little party back here. I've like had to move the table and everything because I was trying to get within like the frame view of this background. So I was like pulling the table here in the middle office and scooting it over and all that because, you know, I like to have a nice solid background or something that is eye-catching and such in the back, you know. As much as I love our pictures back there, you know, I just kind of like a little fun back here. Should order a green screen. How would y'all like a green screen? That 10 out of 10. We could totally transform everything that's happening. Can you please give me agenda? Hopefully I can get the assignments done. Okay, so Sam, it's just the 9 to 10, and then the assignment will go out for you guys. And then I believe, I'm sorry, I haven't really talked with Wendy today. But I believe you're gonna have you'll have the 12 to 1 live and then an assignment, and then you'll have the 3 to 4 live and then the assignment. So I think it's going to be the 1 hour increments and then your assignment afterwards. So no worries, girl, no worries. But yeah, see, totally a green screen, I would 10 out of 10 love it. I could like, you know, post up on the beach. Yes, of course, Sam. Of course. Melissa Woodall is in here. Let's see, who else? Reagan, awesome. Glad to have ya. Let's see, where's your name? Oh, there you are. Okay, I think I got pretty much everybody. I hope so. How is everybody's morning going? Since it's 9 o'clock in the morning, you know, when we first started this whole distance learning thing, every time when I would teach a class and it was before the evenings, I would always remind people, you know, make sure you got your meat taken out of the freezer for dinner tonight. So if you haven't taken your meat out for dinner tonight, go ahead and take your meat out. I know it's a Friday, but you know, guys, even on Fridays, you got to cook. I've got to cook tonight on Friday too. You know, make it something easy. Maybe you're going to do like some pizza rolls for dinner, or you're going to get a frozen pizza. Or maybe you're just going to call it easy and do some SpaghettiOs or something. I don't know what you're into. But here's your reminder, take out something for dinner. I hope everybody's day is going wonderful. It's always a great day, especially since it's Friday. Does anyone have any fun, exciting plans for this wonderful Friday? I know it's supposed to be like in the hundreds all week. Not for it. Not about it. I don't appreciate this. Not one bit. Lauren and Maya, very glad to have y'all. Let's see. Ah, there we are. So glad to have all of you working a wedding. Ooh, yay! How exciting! Yes, I know. Yay for work! Yay for work! I have a second job outside of here, and it's at Justice, like the little girls' clothing store. And this is our first weekend back, so I'm kind of excited. I haven't seen a lot of those girls in a while, so I'm kind of excited to be back there with the team. And now that we've kind of gotten into the flow of things here, it shouldn't be too crazy. And I'm just like looking at my eyebrows, and I can't believe I let myself walk out of the house this morning like this. Ridiculous. Crazy. But yeah, it's kind of exciting. I've got my coffee over here, and my nice little Whataburger Yeti. We're just gonna drink some, and you guys, y'all go ahead and get pen and paper together. So you guys, make sure you got something to write with, something to write on. We're not gonna take super in-depth notes, but we're gonna kind of go over disinfecting for everybody. Your eyebrows always look good. Thanks, Chloe. Thank you. Oh, Bailey is here, and we got Ashley. So glad to have you guys. There's one tally mark right there for us. So whenever you guys have a pen and paper, just let me know, and we can kind of get started with everything. Let me get to my first step. Mercedes, glad to have ya. Awesome. So let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and start. Let's start with disinfecting foot spas and the basins. So this is for you nail techs out there. Oh no, should I hold the board like this? Or like this? Let's see. Let's do like this. Probably be the best. So disinfecting footpath. Now, not necessarily does this pertain to just the nail techs. Those of you that are Cosmos students, you do know that you do have to do some pedicures and some manicures from time to time. You know, it is something that you do learn, and you have to remember that your Cosmo license covers hair, skin, and nails. So that's why you get to learn about each different aspect of all of them. Oh, we got Olivia here too. Let's go ahead and mark you in. There we go. Perfect. So it doesn't just apply to nail techs. I would take some notes down because the worksheet that you guys are going to do after the live today, it does have a couple questions over some of the disinfecting of nail implements and such. So the first step is you want to drain all your water out. Of course, you want to scrub any residue. You want to rinse with warm water. My handwriting is horrible on a whiteboard, so I apologize in advance for you guys. So, and then you're going to drain. And then the last step is fill with warm water and EPA. And you want to disinfect the basin for everything. My notes don't make sense to me, of course. It's my typical life. I just can't catch a break right now. And you want to run jets for 10 minutes. Alrighty, you guys. So this is mainly talking about disinfecting our little portable nail foot spas in the basins. So you can buy little portable ones. They're not like a one-time use or anything. You can use them multiple times. I'm sure some of you have seen them. You can find them at the store and all of that. And you're able to buy them so you can give yourself an at-home pedicure. They have like a little motor running in them and everything. So it's very important that if you are going to be using these in a salon setting, that you do disinfect them after every single use. Just because you have to think it's a small confined area, there's only so much room for water and dead skin to be built up in there. So you definitely don't want to have anyone's like foot crusties, soaking around in there and all of that. So that's why it's important in this very last step that you run the jets for 10 minutes. So you want to fill that basin with water and some EPA. You typically want to go for warm water because that's going to help to kill off some of the bacteria and such. But you want to drain all of your water out first. So you're probably going to have to go and pour it out or something. And then you're going to want to scrub any residue off of it. My suggestion for you guys is to take a towel with a little bit of EPA and just kind of wipe away anything. Or even if you need to do a little scrubbing, maybe you have a little buildup somewhere or something, you are definitely going to want to take care of that before you do your next client. So then once you kind of scrub all of the residue, you want to rinse it out and then with your warm water and everything. And then you're going to fill your basin back with warm water and some EPA. And then you're going to run the jets for 10 minutes or so. Now, if you're in a rush or you're in a pinch, you could do about 7 minutes or so. But 10 minutes is going to allow for a full cycle to cycle everything out, get rid of all that crusty dead skin from people's feet and such, because, nobody likes crustiness from other people's feet with them. So these are your steps for disinfecting a foot basin. Now, you know, there are plenty of other things that every single person does. You know, on the day-to-day, things change. And here in the school, we do have a lot of disinfecting protocols that we have to go through and that we have to kind of follow along with everybody. So here at the school, we use EPA, which is our hospital-grade disinfectant. And that is our main side, or our main source of disinfection. Now we do have some bleach water. Now what you have to remember with bleach water is for just about every, I'd say probably about every 32 ounces, you only need maybe like a cap or two full of bleach, technically speaking here, in order to make like your bleach rinse or something like that. But bleach is another great thing. However, if any of you remember from the very beginning of distance learning, I don't know if any of you were here, Wendy did a whole lesson over what is actually in bleach. And there are quite a few ingredients that, you know, are not listed on there. And it's just kind of the basics. They don't really list what's truly in there in that bleach. But, you know, that would explain why they can take, you know, all the spaghetti sauce out of all the clothing and such. So whenever you guys have all these notes down, just let me know. Perfect, perfect. Glad you guys got it all. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people, maybe 2 or 3 more. This is just so I don't go too fast for you guys, because I may think I'm going at like a slow enough speed for you, but you know, maybe you guys are just writing a little bit slower or something. So let's go on ahead. So these are disinfecting all of your piped filled disinfecting chairs. So these are going to be like petty baths and such. It's pretty much the same thing for you. So you're going to, of course, you're going to want to put the gloves on, and you're going to drain all of the water from the basin. However, whenever you go into your second step, so let me put the first step on the board, you know, drain water, wear gloves, you know, pretty straightforward. I'd hope some of you would like to wear gloves. So then after that, ooh, Siri wants to talk to me. Not today, Siri. So then after that, you're going to remove specific parts of your basin or of your chair that you're soaking in, because you have to remove you have to detach all of your magnets and such, so then that way the jets can circulate and go through. So you want to remove the impeller, your foot plate, and any other removable parts. So then you're going to want to scrub and soak all of these parts, of course, because why would you remove them if you're not going to scrub and disinfect? So then while everything is, you know, you're taking care of all of that, you're going to put all of your parts back in. And then that last and final step is, of course, fill with warm water. EPA, and run for 10 minutes. So for all of you, this is for your petty baths. So our big petty thrones that we have here and at the north location, this is how you're going to want to clean and disinfect these. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty much the same as those little portable ones that everybody has. So it's not too crazy. Nail techs, definitely you have a very thorough cleaning that you have to do and disinfection of everything, because you have to remember that sometimes, you know, there's open skin or open sores. You are dealing with the hands and the feet. So it is two very, very cautious areas of the body that you have to work with. Because, you know, you can't grow a new finger back, but you can grow your hair, you know. So that's why you want to make sure that you have the proper precautions. You're disinfecting after every single client. Now, nail techs, in addition, you also have some multi-use items as well that you want to make sure that you're disinfecting. So for my nail techs out there, why don't you guys go ahead and list some of those multi-use items that you guys have to disinfect, maybe in your autoclave, in your sterilizer. There's variations of everything. Any nail techs out there? None? No? I think there's a couple of y'all. I can name a couple of things that you guys have to use and disinfect in a sterilizer. Yes, a cuticle pusher. Perfect. You have to clean those after every single client. Yes, your nippers, the brushes. Yes, you do want to make sure that you are cleaning your brushes. It's especially important that you're getting any like acrylic out of there and such. Nail clippers, brushes. Yeah, perfect. Now, you don't necessarily have to spray your brushes down and like use EPA or anything like that, because, you know, you are dipping in the monomer and such all the time. So, you know, you don't have to stress it as much. You definitely don't want to soak your brushes in EPA because that can kind of wear and tear on your brushes. Perfect, perfect. Alrighty, I hope everybody has got that. So those are those nail techs out there. In addition, you guys, nail techs, Cosmos, any of you, if you are performing a nail service, you also want to make sure that you are spraying down your work area in between every single client. It is very important to be doing that, as for you want to have a clean area for all of your clients to go to. You don't want them to feel like it's unsanitary or anything. So anytime a client is finished and you're in between your clients, you know, you want to take that extra 2 or 3 minutes, or even up to 5 minutes, to clean and disinfect all of your area, work table, your chairs, for both you and the client, so then that way they can feel safe. So even if you're having to wait on a client, you know, or for instance, you know, you're finishing up with one client while another client is waiting for you over in the waiting area, maybe, or something like that. It's always going to make the client feel better if you spray down the work area and disinfect it. So with EPA, you want to let it sit for 5 minutes and then wipe it away. So your EPA, your hospital grade disinfectant, you want to let sit for 5 minutes before wiping away. So that's why you want to take that 5 minutes, and, you know, in that 5 minutes that you're cleaning up the chair, or you're cleaning off your table and such, you know, that's 5 minutes. You can go grab a drink real quick. You can grab some food, you know, because, you know, it's a busy life for us out there. We constantly are having to grab stuff. We're constantly, you know, having to scarf food down whenever we get a chance to. You know, it's not that easy out there sometimes, you know. And then sometimes you just completely have to go without any food at all. You know, some of you have probably been there. were probably pretty hangry by the end of the day, which, I mean, I completely understand. I've been there. I've done that. And I still do that sometimes, you know. It just kind of gets to the end and it's just busy. And you're like, well, I guess these 4 crackers that I'm eating while my client is over at the shampoo bowl sitting with their deep conditioner is just gonna have to do for today. So everybody is different. Everything happens. Now, you estheticians out there, do I have any SCs in the house? Any of you? I know there should be probably a couple of you on here. SDs, any of y'all? Are any of you on here? If so, let yourselves be known over in the comments. It do be like that sometimes, Chandler. It do be like that sometimes. You know? Everybody's been there. But switching to Cosmo. Okay, perfect. So, estheticians, what are some of the things that you guys have to do on the day-to-day to make sure that you are keeping a clean, safe work environment for all of your clients that you're performing these glorious, maybe you're doing facials, you're doing waxing, you could be doing lashes. You know, what are some of the precautions that you guys have to take? Ooh, y'all. Teardrops on My Guitar is playing by Taylor Swift. Throwback. Okay, we got Faith. Faith is here. Hello, Faith. So glad to have ya. You're going to want to get some pen and some paper. So you want to, for you SDs, one thing that is very, very important, especially now, is you want to change the sheets with every client. Now, you know, beforehand, you may have only replaced just maybe that soiled top sheet or something like that. But now you need to replace the entire sheet set, all of it. So change the sheets with every client. You want to make sure that you are not double dipping in your wax pods. Clean, constantly wipe things down, constantly wipe off products, bottles, just everything. Yes, no double dipping in the wax pot. Sterilize. Multi-use items. Clean brushes. If you use them. All right. So for you estheticians, here are some of the things that you want to be making sure that you're doing. Yes, just like you just pointed out, Marvella. You do not want to be reusing the implements without proper disinfection. So that's where I put, you want to make sure that you're sterilizing your multi-use items. So what is a multi-use item? Well, guys, that is any item that is not able to be disposed after your first use. So, you know, of course, you're not going to rinse out some cotton swabs or, you know, some 4x4s and rinse and clean all of those. But, you know, I would hope you're not doing that, because if you are, I'm concerned for you just a little bit. But you want to be making sure that you're changing the sheets with every client. After every client leaves, you want to change that top sheet, that bottom sheet, and the blanket as well. Now, some people may be opting out for the blanket nowadays. I know some people are completely opting out of even having sheets. So in the case of no sheets, let me add this on the board. So if you have no sheets, You need to disinfect bed after every use. So, my estheticians in there, I know there's only a few of you. How do you guys go ahead and disinfect your beds after every use? How are you making sure that they're nice and clean besides changing out the sheets? I know there's a couple of y'all. But, maybe you ran out of sheets for the day, or a client just doesn't want sheets. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of that, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a lot of clients that don't want the sheets or the blankets at all. People are going to be very particular nowadays with everything that is happening and going on. So you want to make sure that you're disinfecting everything, you're sterilizing. It's like Stephanie said, constantly wiping down, making sure you're cleaning up everything. Wiping away product bottles. That's something that you guys, maybe you have a little bit of water residue left on your hands and you grab that product bottle and you squeeze it, and then, you have product left all over your fingers. For sure, do not want to be doing that at all. So you want to make sure that everything is nice and clean. In addition, I did add, you want to make sure that you're cleaning any brushes. So maybe some of you like to use those facial brushes, spatulas. You could use plastic wrap for the bed if you run out of sheets. Yes, Victoria, that's great. Plastic wrap on the sheets, that's perfect. Now, some of you may like to use brushes and spatulas, so you're definitely going to want to make sure that you're disinfecting those and clean up all of those. And keeping everything clean and wonderful. Great, great. Glad you guys got it. Everybody got it. Some other tips and tricks, you want to make sure that you have the wax rings on your wax pots. Those are constantly clean. The state inspector, she is constantly going to be looking for those kinds of things. I know when she comes over here, she checks our wax rings, and if it's dirty, then, it's kind of a big fine in our face. So it's very important that you have everything and you are keeping up to protocol with your state. Now, if you're ever confused onto what you may need or what you have to have, for instance, in every school, you have to have a separate laundry basket for your soiled smocks and for your clean smocks. And the same as even down to the container that you take it over into the dispensary with. All of the trash cans that are within the building, they all have to have a closed lid on them, or they have to be a contactless, like in the bathrooms with all these new regulations and such. You have to have a contactless trash bin. So that means you don't have to touch anything, you don't have to lift up a lid or any of that. You want to make sure that the person cannot not grab germs, but they can't get any germs from touching on your trash can and such. Another really odd one, like we were talking about the other day, is you can't, you want to make sure that you have a separate trash can for all of your chemicals and such, and then a trash can for your food and all of that in a salon. So lots of varying things that you have to take into consideration when you are cleaning on the day-to-day. Now here are for your cosmetologist, your cosmos. I know that's what most of you are. You spend most of your day doing disinfecting, among doing hair. And even while you're doing hair, you don't even realize that you're disinfecting, do you? Now, every single one of you does have to keep the hand gel sanitizer at your station, and that's so then that way you have nice clean hands every time you go to touch the hair or anything. Your clients can have nice clean hands. So it's not just a new thing that is coming. You have always had to have a hand gel sanitizer at your station. So, Cosmos. Any implements, any multi-use implements, and this goes for any of you that have multi-use implements. The first step in disinfecting is you want to rinse in warm, soapy water. Warm, soapy water. So these are any of your plastic implements. You do not, listen to me, do not soak any of your metal implements in EPA. What's going to happen eventually to those implements? Well, Molly, the implements are going to start rusting out, and then your $1,200 pair of Hanzo shears or, your $50 pair of nail clippers are just going to be completely rusted and ruined. So then what are you going to do? You're going to have to go and you're going to have to buy more, and Hanzo's probably not going to cover that under their insurance policy. And, your nail clippers, maybe instead of $50, now you can only find them for $80. Everything happens, and it's just an ongoing slope. It's just downhill, 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 right? So the second thing that you're going to want to do, rinsing in warm soapy water, you're going to want to immerse all of them. Immerse in EPA solution for 10 minutes. Not all night. So you want to rinse in warm soapy water. This is all of your plastic implements, none of your metal implements. You do your metal implements. It's just not happening. It's not great. Then you're going to immerse in your EPA solution for 10 minutes. You notice how I put in all caps right here. I put not, keyword here, not all night long. Because what's going to happen is you're going to come up to me and you're going to be like, Molly, my brush bristles are falling out and I can't figure out why. Well, little Susie, sorry if any of y'all are named Susie. Well, little Susie, you cannot leave your instruments soaking in EPA overnight because it's going to eat away at that outer coating of those instruments. So, not all night long. So then once you've immersed all of them in your EPA solution for about 10 minutes or so, then you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to rinse off in warm water and lay to dry. Warm water and lay out to dry. So, last step, you want to rinse in warm water and lay out to dry. So I know all of you are used to having to rigorously clean. So this is mainly just for your implements and such. So what are some of the other things that we have to do on the day-to-day to be keeping our salon environment as clean as possible? And any of you can feel free to answer to this. Cosmo, SD, Nail Tech, whichever matters. It's all important that we're making sure we're not spreading bacteria throughout the community. That's the biggest factor here. We're keeping a clean, safe, healthy work environment for everybody. Disinfecting capes after every use. Yes, wiping down stations and chairs. Yes, Chloe. So it's very important that you guys are cleaning your capes after every use, especially that neckline. That's where, you're going to transmit any diseases if anybody's got it, the crusty musties. So wiping down your cape after every single use, after every single client. You can even kind of throw them in the washer. You can throw them in the washer, and then you don't really want to throw them in the dryer though, because it kind of eats away at everything. It can kind of wear down all the plastic, maybe a little bit of the stitching in there. But other than that, you want to make sure you can wipe it. Now, you can spray down your cape with EPA real well, wipe it down with a paper towel, and then I usually would like to hang it over something so it doesn't get all dry and nasty, so it doesn't get all moldy and nasty, because, sometimes you wipe down your cape with EPA and it's super soaking wet and everything, and then you end up with, a nasty smelly cape instead of a nice clean smelling cape. Now, is Chloe the only one that is in here that knows what she does on the day-to-day to disinfect her work area, making sure she's keeping everything clean? Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Perfect. Perfect. Now, after every single client, whenever you're over at that shampoo bowl, oh, Victoria, yes, perfect. You have to sweep the hair off of the floor as well. Yes, perfect. So when you're sweeping all of that hair off of the floor, you want to make sure that you are also emptying. Here we go. You want to empty your pan into the trash cans every single time. Sometimes I catch some people, they don't empty they don't empty everything off into the trash can. And you guys, that's a big fine by TDLR if you don't empty where all of that hair is being collected, and she goes to pick up a broom and it's filled with hair in there. That's no bueno. You cannot do that. And if I catch you, I'm going to find you, because, that's a fine that the school can receive. And, we try to strive for a very nice, clean work environment. Is hair considered biohazard trash? No, you do not have to have a separate biohazard trash can for any of your hair. So you can just put it in your normal trash can. Now, at the school, you're going to find there's multiple clinic floor trash cans all around. We have here at the South School, we have about 4 or 5 of them. And then we have some big trash cans. So you don't have to worry about disposing the hair in specific places or anything like that. So some of the other things is, while you guys are at the shampoo bowl, you also, in addition to the shampoo bowl, you have to clean and rinse that shampoo bowl after every single client. So whenever you're done shampooing and all of that, you need to rinse your shampoo bowl with nice warm water. And then you're going to need to spray down that shampoo bowl with EPA. So not only do you need to clean the shampoo bowl, the actual bowl itself, but you need to be cleaning so the chair as well. There are some people that I don't see clean the chairs as often. Now, cleaning the chairs is what you got to do, because you got to think, someone sat in there and they got all laid back. Sometimes water drips down into the shirt or something. So you don't want to be having any of that happen on your client, and you don't want your client to sit down and there's like bleach all over the back of the chair from someone that was pulling foils at the shampoo bowl. So it is very important that you're doing that. Some other things that we do on the day-to-day to keep our work environment clean is we have to constantly make sure that all of the dishes are being washed in warm, hot water. Why is that? Because that hot water is going to kill away any bacteria or anything that's coming along and going throughout all of it. So taking care of all of these things is going to help you keep a nice, clean work environment. At the end of the day, we all have duties that we have to do. So every duty is different. Everybody has a different thing that they have. Some of them, they range from sweeping the clinic floor, so then that way it can be clean. And there's no hairballs rolling around everywhere. Another important thing for you guys is when you guys are done doing a haircut, you want to make sure that when you are done with that haircut, you sweep up the hair before you start blow drying. So then that way, all of the hair is not kind of blowing all over the place and all of that jazz. Because, you know, nobody likes hairballs just kind of tumbleweeding through everything. So it's very important to keep that in mind. So for those of you that are out there, what do we have to do with our metal implements, Molly? What do I do with all of my metal clips, and how do I take care of those? What can I do with those to make sure those are clean? Well, we have this wonderful thing called Clippercide. So Clippercide is essentially just in a airtight container. It is essentially EPA in an airtight sealed container. So it's like a big bottle. It looks like a big bottle of hairspray. It's going to be orange and white, kind of like my Whataburger cup right here. And all you need to do is you need to wipe off all of the hair, like for instance, off of your shears. For those of you that are nail techs, you would wipe away any nail clippings or anything from your nail trimmers. You estheticians, any of your extractings that you do, your extractors, maybe your lash tweezers and such, you're going to want to wipe away anything off of them, and then you're going to want to lay them flat and spray this Clippercide on there. So you want to lay them flat, spray the Clippercide on there, and just kind of let them sit for a little bit. You don't want to let them sit for 5 minutes. That's no need, because you do not want that residue to get down into the mechanics of any of your clips, your shears, any of that, into your nail clippers, because it's going to eventually start rusting and corroding away at all of that stuff. So it is very important that you're keeping all of this stuff very clean, very sanitary. So let's go ahead and do a little question and answer. What are some of the things that you guys have questions about when you were cleaning here at the school or cleaning your implements? What do you need to do? How can I keep a nice, clean, safe work environment? No. Yes, maybe there are some comments that are going to come. We're going to have to see. I know there's got to be some questions. We talked about the facial beds. We talked about nail petty baths, nail tables, your salon chair. How about your stations? Y'all got to make sure that your stations are all clean. So all of your implements have to be in puncture-proof, airtight containers. So that means you can't have a big bucket filled with all your hairbrushes and stuff. I know, it looks so cute and aesthetically pleasing, but unfortunately you can't do that. You have to have all of them closed because you don't want any germs that could be in the air to get onto your nice clean thing. I am a serial put things down and forget about it kind of person. How do you keep your stations organized? So my biggest suggestion for you is, while you're in school, try to work on that. I feel you, Victoria. I'm a very much so. You can ask any of the students. They'll testify to it. I'm very squirreled. Like, I get distracted by everything, and I'll put something down and walk away. I'll put my coffee cup down and walk away, you know, all types of stuff like that. So with everything being a distracted area like that, my suggestion for keeping things organized is, once you're done using it, you're going to want to clean that item and then just directly put it back in to your station. So maybe for you, you may not want to categorize your entire station. So you may not want to have, you know, one for your single prong clips, one for your butterfly clips, one for your combs, one for your all-purpose combs, one for your brushes, your shears. You may not want to have all of that. You may just want to have a clean implement and a dirty implements bin, because then that way you're not having to worry about, like, if you didn't clean something, or you're getting too stressed out about having 1,000,001 things in an area that, you know, you're not able to keep it super organized. But if you do feel that you could keep to a super organized tee, my suggestion is to separate everything out like that. So your single and your double prong clips, your butterfly clips and your croc clips, all of your combs, all of your brushes separate and such like that. Kind of break it down, figure out what works best for you. So if you want to try out, for a week or two, try out having all of your clean implements in one bin and then all of your dirty implements in another bin. Try that out and see how you like that. And then if you absolutely hate it, then go up, be like, okay, maybe I want to put my clips in a separate container, and then I'll just have my clean and my dirty and then my clips container. Kind of build up to that. So then that way, as you continue to go in, you're creating all of those habits for yourself. So then that way you can stick to having that clean implements and all of that and keeping yourself and your station organized. I hope that kind of helps. Whenever you do come onto the floor with your kit and everything, you are going to need to buy some plastic containers, just the little shoebox ones. You can buy like a pack of 4 at Target, I think, for like $12 or something like that. And you're going to want to use that and keep everything in there because those are going to be airtight, puncture-proof containers that you can have and store all of your implements in. Any other questions? There's got to be some other questions. Usually y'all are filled with questions. No other questions. Anyone? Ooh, I knocked over my hand sanitizer. I would say the craziest thing about everything that is happening right now is all of these people that are coming out with different hand sanitizers. Like, it's not just Purell and Germex that have hand sanitizer. It's everybody that is making hand sanitizer. And I just think it's so crazy to see all of the different everything, to see everything that is happening. How everything is changing, how everybody's getting into different businesses and all of that stuff. So if you guys do not have any other questions or anything, you guys, your assignment is going to be sent out. So the first assignment, I believe, is going to be some notes and some definitions that you're going to want to write down and have in your notebook. And then the second assignment, I believe, is a word match or a letter match. I would have to double check and see. If you guys can give me 1 minute, I can mute this and then we can go and look at it. So hopefully we can answer any questions. Okay. Oof, Sorry, y'all can see I'm totally posing on here. My backdrop, it came out of play. Okay, so does anybody have any questions over anything over some of these assignments? Yes, so it's going to be, yeah, so your assignment, it's just going to be some definitions that you guys are going to need to go over and go on. And then the second assignment is an infection control. It's an A through Z question matching that you guys will be completing. But I guess if nobody has any questions, then y'all can go ahead and start working on all of that. I'm going to go ahead and do a final roll call for everybody. So make sure that you do submit. Those are the assignments from today. Hey, Morgan, send me, text me, and I'll send you the email that you have. I haven't gotten an email for today. Okay, Katie may have not sent out the email quite yet. Whenever she usually waits till right about 10 o'clock to send them out. So she may have not sent them out yet. I'll double check, but usually she waits until exactly 10 o'clock to send out the assignments. But Morgan, just text me and I will send you the email that you have to turn it into. Will there be a third assignment? Yes, I do believe so. There is going to be a third assignment. Let's see. Alrighty, let's see. Let's go back up here. Make sure I got everyone. Marion Campbell. Stephanie Marlowe. I just need to know all the info so I can figure out childcare situation and all that stuff. Okay. Mercedes, are you still in here? If you are, let me know so I can help to figure out your answer for you. If you're still on here, leave a little message over here in the comments. Okay. Hey, okay, so I'm gonna have you give me a call here at the school. Give me like 5 minutes or so I can shut this all down and all of that, so I can talk to you and we can figure it out for you. But the phone number here is 512-441-689. I'm not too sure. Uh, yes, yes, there is going to be a third assignment that is going to happen today. So yes, there will be a third assignment. But yeah, give me like 5 minutes or so, and then go ahead and give a call up here. Just ask for me, and I can hopefully we can figure out your plan for you. So then that way we can get y'all going for whenever you would like to return. But yes, they're so these are the two for today. No, these are not the two just for today. These are the two for the beginning, for the 10 to 11 hour right now, okay? So I have to go double check and look in the other two folders, but I do believe you're going to have a 1 to 2 assignment, and then you will have a 4 to 5 assignment. But I will double check, and I will have Sherry let you guys know on the next one, okay? Alrighty. Yes, do stay safe. Alrighty, you guys. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful rest of their afternoon or evening, day, all of that jazz. If any of you need anything or have any questions, just reach out. Let me know. And I will see you guys all later. Have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.